And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
I'm going to run you over. Check. Look at me. Go. Get it.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than a 3-and-out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, Coach, what was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that and fast.
And he's out right at the 25. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Ready. Check. He's coming. We ain't giving him nothing, Jack. Watch out.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now back to throw. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treat it as such.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Now! Ready?
From the gun, Herbert. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Now on first down, he'll drop the... Caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker with his second touchdown of the game, #8 on the season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
On 3rd down, Herbert. The open man is Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47.
You draw quarters.
Check 13. Check 13.
No.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Firing quickly here, that's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Looking to throw. Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
50 plant.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
55, Mike 55. Yes.
Off the play fake. Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's 1st down from the 42. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. That is caught by Williams for a Dolphins touchdown.
That's the way you make a spin.
Preston Williams, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate pace.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off here, the 32.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
2nd and long. On the move to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Fake. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Looking to throw. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Charger drive about to get going. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Going deep for Hopkins. That's caught inside the 20. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 7 on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Bailey got the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side complete. It's Jordan. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Bring it. Bring it.
They'll look to throw here. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught at the 25. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster. And we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too careless, a little too desperate for the goal line?
I think the last part is exactly right. You get desperate for the goal line, and sometimes you get the ball out ahead, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
You go out. Go on. Set it. He's coming up.
They'll try the right side with Eckler. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
That's going to be a long day. Hey, seam 6. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
To throw from his end zone. Herbert, hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Returnable for Grant. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Yeah, Mike Henry. Switch. Go. The twitch.
He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. He'll lose a couple on what should be the final play of the first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Give them 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw here. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll drop to throw. And this is Parker, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Check 50, check 50. Look, squeeze.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check three. Hey, lock it. Be careful.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said has nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Christian Wilkins. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Set 18 Gator. Hey, Echo.
Yo, Mike 52, Mike 52. You ain't doing nothing.
Look at me. Zipper. Check 52. Get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Slam. Hey, Haywood. Yep. Motion.
They'll try and throw for it here. Going deep for Hopkins. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. Back to throw. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. 15 line. Slam. Five.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Tackle made there by Eric Rowe.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that.
Ready?
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
No, check this. 52 right here.
Back to throw. Herbert. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. 2nd and 14. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker Raekwon McMillan. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Go.
2nd and 11. Able to get away. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game.
Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Parker unable to get that one. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A good pick up there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
6-6, pull it high.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and goal to go.
Watch Mike, watch Mike. Know your job.
Go.
Motion. Bumps up the helmet. Here we go.
Be driven.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Go.
On 4th down, Herbert. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the rush coming, and he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
This will be taken short. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert, pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue. How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The throw over the middle taken in. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerome Baker in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. Back to throw. Herbert. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
But he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Go.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Go.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and he will score. Touchdown, LA. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Out to his left. But Charles, it's one thing to win.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.